fuck you, fuck whoever's on your team, because that's how it is. At the end of the day, we're in a fight anyways. So for David Morrell, you know, he's talking all that shit, saying to do that. Like I'm saying, we're on two different paths. Canelo's collecting his checks, and I'm trying to collect greatness. Like I said, now he's after the money. He's only focused on the money, so he's getting the easier fights.
In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close, and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter, and Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight.
I think other than the Bivol Beterbiev fight, this is probably the second top-notch fight that we've had in a while.
With just a couple of days left till the fight, David Benavidez expressed confidence in his preparation, revealing that he has been in camp for the past 4 months and has been focused on his training for 6 months in total. He stated that he feels strong and ready. He emphasized the hard work and dedication he has poured into this training camp. David Benavidez stated, "This is probably the best camp I have ever had."
Yeah, I feel really good, bro. I mean, I've been working extremely hard for this camp. It's been like about 4 months and a half. But really, it's really been like almost half a year.
David Benavidez revealed that he took a 3-month break following his previous bout with Ukrainian pro boxer Alexander "The Nail" Gvozdyk to allow his hands to heal. After the recovery period, Benavidez stated that he has been fully committed, grinding hard, and channeling his efforts into preparing for his next highly anticipated match against David Morrell.
I knew a big fight was coming after my last fight. We took 3 months off to let the hands heal, and then I just basically been on the grind the whole time since then. So
moreover, David Benavidez emphasized that all of his experience in the ring has been building up to his upcoming fight with David Morrell. The 28-year-old boxer noted that his past bouts, training camps, and challenges have equipped him with invaluable lessons and skills that he intends to leverage in this highly anticipated matchup. Benavidez expressed confidence that his extensive experience would give him a significant advantage, enabling him to approach the fight with a tactical mindset and execute a strategy based on everything he has learned throughout his career.
Everything is like aligning. I feel like all the experience I've had in my career, it's all been leading up to this, you know, and I'm definitely going to use my advantage. I mean, I'm going to use my experience to the best of my advantage.
British pro boxer Hamza Shiraz weighed in on the highly anticipated matchup, praising it as a great fight, but expressing strong confidence in David Benavidez's chances. Shiraz emphasized that Benavidez's experience, youthful energy, and unshakable confidence give him a clear edge over Morrell, describing Benavidez as too experienced, too young, too fresh. Shiraz predicted that Benavidez will rise to the occasion and get the job done.
It's a great fight, you know, great fight, but I think Benavidez is too experienced for him. I believe he's too experienced, I believe, too confident, too young, too fresh, and I reckon he's going to do the business.
David Benavidez took a shot at Canelo Alvarez, accusing the Mexican superstar and bashing him for prioritizing money over meaningful challenges. Benavidez claimed that with Canelo having already amassed a fortune, his focus has shifted away from tough fights and toward financial gain. In a sharp contrast, Benavidez made it clear that he values legacy above all else. He boldly stated that, unlike Canelo, who may be chasing paydays, he is hungry for glory. Benavidez emphasized his desire to fight the best, even if it means facing opponents on par with or better than him, in order to cement his place as one of the greats of the sport.
You know, I want to fight the best of the best. You know, for me right now, it's not about money. Canelo has made a lot of money, so now his main focus is money. Right now, my main focus is the glory, you know, and I want to be a great champion. You know, I want to take over the undisputed titles, and I want to go up to cruiserweight. There's a lot I want to do, you know, so I have my plate full. So I'm after greatness right now. I don't get nothing off of, you know, fighting once or twice a year and then fighting guys that aren't at my level. You know, I want to fight guys that think they're on my level or even better.
In addition, Benavidez emphasized a universal sentiment shared by many in the boxing world: the relentless drive to prove oneself as the best. With 26 years of boxing experience under his belt, Benavidez made it clear that his ultimate goal is not just to fight, but to solidify his status as the greatest fighter by the time he has retired. Benavidez stated, "This is a career I chose. I didn't choose this career to be mediocre to be number 2. I chose this career to be the greatest of all time, and now I am trying to manifest."
When you're a boxer, bro, there's just something in you that you want to know that you're the best. You know, and that's basically what I'm after right now. I've been boxing 26 years. I'm 28 years old, so I've been boxing my whole life. Everything is going good outside the ring. You know, I'm comfortable. You know, I have my homes. I have, you know, my investments, so I'm good. You know, so right now I can really just focus 100% on boxing. So now it's becoming the greatest at my job, that I can be the best in my position. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be the greatest by the time my time is done.
David Benavidez stated that a fight with Canelo would definitely be an attractive matchup, but he did not hold back when firing shots at Alvarez, stating the Mexican star is doing things he wants to do, like being more interested in fat paychecks than proving he is the best. Benavidez slammed Canelo, accusing him of chasing easier fights because he has already made his money and now just wants to cash in on safe matchups.
Maybe a fight with Canelo, it's a really attractive fight, but like I said, he's over there, he's doing things that he wants to do. You know, he's, like I said, now he's after the money, he's only focused on the money, so he's getting the easier fights. So, me, like I said, to make my path in my career, I have to go this lane and do exactly what I'm saying, going out there and being the best.
Moreover, Benavidez drew a stark contrast between his boxing journey and that of Canelo Alvarez, claiming the two are on entirely different paths. While Benavidez focuses on securing his legacy in the sport, Canelo, according to Benavidez, is more driven by financial gain. Though Benavidez acknowledged that there's nothing inherently wrong with pursuing money, he made it clear that his priorities lie in greatness, not in chasing paychecks. The two fighters, he suggests, are taking different routes in the boxing world. He stated, "Canelo's collecting his checks, and I am trying to collect greatness."
I want to be a legend. Canelo, in his head, you know, he's already saying that he's a legend, that he doesn't have to do nothing else. So he's not after legendary status no more. He's after picking up the money. So it's, you know, it's not nothing bad either, but like I'm saying, we're on two different paths.
Former world champion Darren Barker weighed in on the upcoming clash, noting that Morrell has a lot to prove, especially after his underwhelming performance in Los Angeles. Barker emphasized that if there's ever a time in a fight for a fighter to bring their A game, it's against Benavidez. He described the bout as a cracker and a fantastic matchup between two of the best emerging talents in boxing, fighters who have the potential to become the sport's future stars. With so much at stake, Barker underscored the massive responsibility both men carry heading into the fight. He stated, "Stylistically, I think this gels, and it won't take long for this to really catch fire and be a classic."
Morrell's really got a point to prove. Didn't look good in LA, did he? But this is, if you're ever gonna bring your A game to a fight, it's against Benavidez. It really is. It's a cracker. It's a cracker. It's a fantastic fight. Two of the best upcoming fighters, I think you could say, two fighters that could be making a case for them being one of the big stars, one of the big faces of boxing this year, next year, and for a few years to come. So an awful lot on the line, a big responsibility.
David Benavidez addressed the legitimacy of his rivalry with David Morrell, emphasizing that the feud is very real. He expressed that anyone who believes they can defeat him has a personal challenge to face, as he sees it as an opportunity to prove his dominance in the ring. He emphasized that Morrell's trash talk only fuels the fire, especially with the disrespect he's shown, making it clear that this rivalry is not just talk, it's personal. David Benavidez sends a savage warning to Morrell, stating, "I'm going in. I'm trying to break his face. I'm not lying about that at all. That's exactly what I'm going to do."
If anybody thinks that they can beat me, then we got beef. You, whoever's on your team, because that's how it is. At the end of the day, we're in a fight anyways. So for David Morrell, you know, he's talking all that, saying to do that. That excels the flame even more. You know what I mean? And especially him trying to disrespect me, saying, you know, it's definitely real. It's 100% real.
However, Benavidez emphasized that while the fight itself is what matters most, the focus right now is on the build-up, stating that after the fight is after the fight, but right now it's before. It's the build-up, so it's time to go to war.
After the fight is after the fight. Right now, you already know what time it is. It's time to go to war.
Former pro boxer and world champion Carl Frampton praised the upcoming fight, calling it a great fight and emphasizing how important it is to see such a matchup given the current state of boxing, which he believes is going flat. He expressed high regard for Benavidez, stating that it's hard to look past him in this fight, making it one he's particularly excited about.
Great fight as well. Really, really good fight. It's great to see this, isn't it? I mean, boxing's flat at the minute, but I really, really rate Benavidez. Hard to look past him, not one for me.
Former pro boxer and trainer Dave Coldwell expressed concern that the fight between David Benavidez and David Morrell might risk flying under the radar despite its significance. However, he emphasized that the matchup is an excellent one. Coldwell acknowledged the impressive performances both fighters have delivered at super middleweight, noting their skill and potential to create an explosive showdown in the division.
That's a fight that's going to probably in danger going under the radar, but what a good fight. If you don't know who David Morrell is, Go and watch him. Watch him on YouTube. Very, very good fighter. Having said that, both fighters, for me, the best performance has been at super middleweight. Morrell at super middleweight, unbelievable talent.
However, Coldwell found it challenging to pick a winner between David Benavidez and David Morrell, acknowledging Morrell's immense talent and Benavidez's proven abilities as a fighter. He noted the added unpredictability of the bout taking place in a new weight division, making the outcome even harder to predict. Despite his uncertainty, Coldwell expressed genuine excitement and eagerness to see the fight unfold.
Morrell's a talent. Benavidez is very, very good. Unbelievable fighter. That's just a really good fight. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that fight. Who do I think wins it? Right now, I don't know. Because it's the new weight division. I don't know.
American pro boxer Shakur Stevenson described the upcoming fight as a 50-50 matchup, emphasizing that it could go either way. He stated he was a fan of both fighters, and as a fan, Stevenson expressed his admiration for their skills and extended his best wishes, hoping that the best man would emerge victorious.
It's a 50-50 fight. I'm a big fan of David Benavidez. I'm a big fan of David Morrell, and may the best man win.
Renowned boxing trainer Mark Ramsey shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated matchup, labeling it a compelling contest. Ramsey acknowledged the challenge in predicting a winner, noting that while David Benavidez' skill set is well documented and widely understood, the same cannot be said for David Morrell. Highlighting the mystery surrounding Morrell's full capabilities, Ramsey questioned how he would respond to Benavidez' relentless pressure in the ring. Ramsey left the question open, but expressed excitement over what promises to be a revealing and high-stakes encounter. He stated, "This is a very, very interesting fight."
It's a real good fight. It's a real good fight. It's a hard fight to predict because we don't know yet how good is Morrell exactly. I think we have a very clear idea who's Benavidez. He's physically strong. He can be fast. He have tendency to gas out in the second part of the fight. Like we know, we have a big picture of who he is. In terms of Morrell, I think a lot of things that we need to know, like under pressure, never fight a guy's the quality of Benavidez yet, and we will see if he crack under pressure or if he still can fight.
Ex-CEO of Mayweather Promotions Leonard Ellerbay commented that the matchup between Benavidez and Morrell will be an excellent fight. He emphasized that both fighters' styles will mesh well, which could make for an exciting and competitive bout. Ellerbay fully expects the fight to last into the middle or later rounds. He added, "I don't think it'll go the distance."
I think the styles will mesh well for it to be potentially a fight of the year. I fully expect this fight to go to the middle of the late rounds.
Irish boxing trainer Shane McGuigan expressed his admiration for David Morrell, but raised questions about the Cuban fighter's readiness for such a monumental test. McGuigan acknowledged Morrell's rapid ascent in the sport, but pointed out that Benavidez represents a whole new level of challenge, highlighting Benavidez's relentless pace, combination punching, and ability to absorb shots. McGuigan suggested that the Mexican-American aggressive style could overwhelm Morrell's slick Cuban approach. According to McGuigan, this fight will reveal whether Morrell can withstand the suffocating pressure that Benavidez is known to bring. Shane stated, "I am excited about it. I just think there is a bit more dog in Benavidez."
I'm a massive fan of Morrell. I think he's brilliant. What's his acid test? I know he stepped up very, very quickly. But Benavidez is someone that fights at pace, throws combinations, is in your face, can take a shot, he can dig. That slick Cuban style, like, he's going to suffocate that. He's going to suffocate him.
Eddie Hearn expressed his admiration for David Benavidez, acknowledging his courage in taking on a tough opponent like David Morrell, a fighter he's rated highly for some time. Hearn recalled watching Morrell in LA and not being particularly impressed, but suggested it could have been an off night for the Cuban. Despite this, he affirmed that Morrell is a very talented fighter. Hearn pointed out that Benavidez doesn't necessarily need to take this fight, but he's doing it anyway, earning big respect from Hearn. He concluded by emphasizing that this is the kind of fight fans want to see. Hearn added, "I hope there's more fighters like David Benavidez that said, 'No, I'll back myself. I ain't give a f about Morrell. I know everyone rates him and he's this Cuban killer. I'll beat him. Get me in with him.'"
Listen, I'll give massive props to Benavidez because I've rated Morrell very highly for a long time. In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter. And Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight, but he is. So listen, big respect to David Benavidez. That's a great fight, and we want to see great fights.
Demetrius Andrade highlighted that David Benavidez is not the type of fighter who lets up on his opponent. He emphasized that Benavidez maintains relentless pressure and doesn't give his opponent space to breathe, describing him as someone with no concept of distance in the ring, constantly closing in on his adversaries. He added, Benavidez is on your ass once he starts warming up.
David's not somebody that's going to let up on you either. He's not going to like. He has no like distance as far as like this fight is. That's like, you know, you can jab with each other. Like you can sit back, what distance, get it? No.
Renowned boxing trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas offered his perspective. He pointed out that it is a very dangerous fight and highlighted the intrigue surrounding the matchup. He praised both fighters for their exceptional amateur careers and noted their impressive records as undefeated professionals.
Wow. That is an interesting fight. And you know why it's interesting? It's a dangerous fight for both guys. Number one, very dangerous fight. Both of them were terrific amateurs, undefeated as pros.
Atlas stated that David Morrell, a standout from the Cuban national team and a participant in the Olympics, has achieved remarkable success in a short period. He secured a world title within just a handful of professional fights, a feat accomplished by only a select few in boxing history. Winning a title in just 7 or 8 fights places Morrell in an elite category of fighters who have demonstrated extraordinary talent and capability early in their careers. Teddy added, "Hey, don't forget, I know people who don't give him enough respect, but he really should get it."
He won a world title in a short period of time, like only a few special fighters have, you know. Guys like Lomachenko, Rigon Dial, you know, who else? There's been a few, but a handful of guys that could win a title in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights.
Renowned Mexican coach Abel Sanchez shared his excitement for the upcoming clash between David Benavidez and David Morrell, ranking it as one of the top-tier bouts in recent boxing memory. Sanchez noted that aside from the Bivol-Beterbiev showdown, this fight stands out as a rare, high-caliber matchup, emphasizing its significance and calling it a great fight for the sport.
I think other than the Bivol-Beterbiev fight, this is probably the second top-notch fight that we've had in a while. It's a great fight.
In addition, Coach Abel weighed in on the Benavidez versus Morrell fight, analyzing the strengths of both fighters. Sanchez highlighted that Benavidez possesses superior punching combinations compared to Morrell, though he acknowledged that both fighters are highly efficient in their respective styles. He suggested that Morrell may have a slight edge due to his southpaw stance, which could present unique challenges. However, Sanchez ultimately deemed the matchup evenly balanced, emphasizing the competitiveness between the two boxers.
Benavidez has got the better quality of combinations, consecutive punches thrown in a row, than Morrell, but they're both efficient with what they do. The advantage maybe to Morrell because he's a southpaw, maybe from a different stance. Benavidez will be a little bit different, but I think they're pretty even, in my opinion.
Boxing trainer Jamie Moore weighed in on the Benavidez versus Morrell showdown, ultimately siding with Benavidez as his pick to win the bout. While Moore praised Morrell's skills and acknowledged him as a talented fighter, he expressed confidence that Benavidez's strength and overall abilities would give him the edge in this matchup. Moore predicted that Benavidez's power and physicality would likely prove too much for Morrell to handle.
Benavidez, I'd have to go. Morrell, listen, Morrell's a good fighter, but I'd have to go Benavidez. I think he'll just be too strong.
In conclusion, the upcoming fight between David Benavidez and David Morrell promises to be a captivating matchup, with both fighters bringing distinct skills and attributes to the table. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit the like button and share the video with a fellow boxing fan who would appreciate the insights on this exciting matchup. Whether you're backing Benavidez or rooting for Morrell, this fight is one that every boxing enthusiast should be following closely. For more updates, analysis, and the latest boxing news, make sure to subscribe to Boxism.